Well, indeedy-doody, good evening, and I was going to say good afternoon then. Good evening, how are you? I hope you're well, my little viewer. We've only got one. We're very, 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 very delighted because it's first of all, it's a brand new one-day special. Second of all, it's StudioLight. And third of all, yes, the care home said she's awake, which means we can speak to her very shortly. Lou is with us. Oh, we love our Lou when she's on the line as well. We can't go to her just yet. They're just trying to find her teeth. Now, let me tell you what you're actually getting in your one-day special today. It is StudioLight. Now, there's three options, is what we're talking to her. Okay, so there's three options is what we're talking. We've got the top line, the bottom line, we've got papers. Let's do the top line first. Individually, you've got two options. These are the Mayflower along the top. So you're getting two large stamps, and you're also getting the 3 dies as well. Those 2 butterflies and also the busy bee that's already in there. Absolutely beautiful, stunning stamps. Large imageries, the beautiful lilies that you've got on there, they look like as well. Beautiful open lilies with the buds that the lilies there as well. I can show you if, oh no, Adam, oh, I only had one job. These are what the lilies actually look like on the back as well. So they are absolutely stunning. Look, we're 1 minute in. 1 minute in and I've ruined the lot. So these are the lilies that you're looking at the moment as well. Beautiful, beautiful size stamps that you've already got there. Or you may want to go for the darling buds. Now it's the same item number, 310363 is your item number. With this one, we've also got the large large die that's here with a sentiment this time though. You're also getting the sentiment in there. Lots of love. It says. Then, as you can see from this just here, then you're also getting 2 large stamps once again. Now, you can see the size of this stamp just here. Now, I've turned this one around so you can actually see. This one is a beautiful, beautiful sunflower. You can't see the butterfly on that stamp. It's got a beautiful butterfly on there as well. Super large stamps that we've already got here as well that you've seen before. The stamps are there. Look at the size of that. So it is a gorgeous large stamp that you're getting as well. So it is bigger than the actual packaging that you're actually seeing there. So £19.97 for either option. Okay, 310363 is your item number. But then, if you can't choose, you're like me going, well, I know I'm going to get one and then I'm going to want another one. We have a large bundle. So your large bundle is both sets of stamps and one set of the papers as well. So you get the A4 papers. You're getting 4 A4s and 4 12 by 12s. Okay? So you're getting 4 A4s and 4 12 by 12s. If you want more papers, you can get an extra 8 A4s and 8 12 by 12s. The details are now on the screen. The details on your screen now are for the papers on their own. But you get double the amount. If you go for the large bundle that you see here, you get 1 set of the papers. If you go for the papers on their own, you get double the amount. I do hope that makes sense. So, this is for the large bundle now. So what are you getting? You're getting the Mayflowers and the darling buds as well. And you're getting your A4, your 4 A4s and your 4 12 by 12s as well. Okay? There's a lot of numbers, I know, but look at that price. Look at that price. 4 large stamps, 2 die sets, 4 12 by 12s, 4 A4 papers for £39.93, or 2 flexible payments today. Well, it is amazing. 2 flexible payments of £19.97. £19.97 across 2 flexible payments. And that will get you everything that you see here. Now, I know what you're saying. That is all well and good. All well and good, Adam, but what am I going to do with them when I get them home? You can use them for so much. You can see all the samples that we have here in the studio. We've got Lou on the line as well. We are going to speak to Lou shortly. But just look at some of these before I show you Lou. Oh, look at it. Then you could go little if you wanted to as well, which are beautiful, beautiful designs. I've never seen them top that tile. Look at that, how it pops. It's absolutely stunning that we've got there as well. There's also I noticed this one earlier, little jigsaw pieces. Things like these, with that large sunflower and that butterfly that's on there. The snippability in here is amazing. If you've got larger butterflies, you could pop your larger butterfly on here as well. You've also got those butterflies in the die kit, so if you wanted to use the butterflies in the die kit that comes with the first option, your Mayflower, you could also do that as well. But let's go to the lady of the hour, the lady that knows more about craft than craft itself. Yes, they've wheeled her in for one night only, ladies and gentlemen. She's popped on a bit of slap. I saw her this afternoon. She didn't look like this. Oh, no, I can see her in the corner of my eye on another screen. She's like, you be quiet, Adam. It's the one that is Lou Withers, everyone. Yes, indeed. Your mic is live. How are you, Lou, my love?
I'm really, really good. Love those samples.
They're amazing, aren't they?
I'm so chuffed with the sample. I've loved working with this. Really loved, but I didn't know it would be that price.
This is what I thought. Like, obviously, coming in now, we sort of glance through the shows and I go through them, but I don't really look at prices anymore because we've got so much to take in. But when you come and do the show for £19.97 across 2 flexible payments, it's a ridiculous.
I was looking at that and I was thinking, whoa, it's because they're not little stamps. It's hard to see, but they're sort of that size on my hand, some of them, and I was thinking a lot more than that anyway. But oh wow, you see, they're so versatile, absolutely. Oh, these are stunning, and they're so interchangeable. Like you can use the dies with the stamps, but the stamps give such clean, simple lines that you can actually fill them in with all your own designs as well. These are stunning, and it's really strange that I have done my samples and I didn't see the girls' samples, and they're so similar. So it must be like when you see it, you gravitate to that. Oh, look at that.
That is beautiful. That is stunning. But for those people who maybe they're new to the world of crafting, maybe they've just started on the world of crafting. They've been in isolation for a while now. They're thinking, what should I do? Right, I'm going to start crafting. For me, and this is my personal opinion, these stamps are good for that as a new crafter because they're large images to colour in. They're nothing to be scared of. Am I right?
No, you're totally right there. The thing is, as you've seen in a lot of that, as you progress, you get more ideas, and people have used it for the background. So they've done all these backgrounds with them and then made a focal point of them. So yeah, you're totally right. You can make a simple card just with a focal point, one stamp, and that'll do it all. You don't really need to do anything because the stamps will do it for you, and that is it. So perfect for starting people or people who are a bit advanced and want. Because I've got so into flowers, I really have. Some of my favourite stuff now is based around flowers. Hint, hint.
Well, also, while I've got you on the phone as well, the papers that we're getting in this large bundle. So you're getting 4 A4 and 4 of the A12, 12 by 12 papers in here. The papers that you're getting with StudioLight, are they one-off papers? Are they papers that you can use for anything? Like you can throw all your mediums at them, or can we only stick to one medium?
Nope, I tried watercolour, and you can see some of the girls have tried watercolour on them. They're really substantial. They're known now for the really good quality papers, but I love the print thing at the bottom that allows you to sort of use your colours with it. But I've used, and it was Paula who said it, there's one that's well, they're all double-sided, but it's got like a wood grain. And
this one.
Paula mentioned, yeah, and that one is great for photographing your work on.
Oh, yeah, we folded the corner. I don't think we've got a separate sample, but if you sort of folded it up like that.
Yeah, you photograph, or you've got a little box, that is brilliant. Put a plant on it and a pen, and it's really staged beautifully. Nice. And all those papers do it because I've tried. I wouldn't use the busy ones unless you've something black, but I never thought about that. So it goes beyond papercraft. See, that's perfect for die cutting and scrapbooking. They're beautiful. Love them.
No, they really
you
are.
You can cut bits out of that. Look at that. Great. I love that. You could put that in a frame on its own.
Well, this is what I'm thinking. Things like these you could put in frame. Because the amazing thing about StudioLight as well, you get the colours along the bottom.
Absolutely.
So you know what?
You die cut out that little bumblebee and just cut that flower into 6x6. You've got a card there done, haven't you? Just a bumblebee on it.
Well, yeah. Well, look at even these that we've got down the edge here.
And the thing about the papers that I've found about StudioLight now is when you do get them, you look at them, but the first reaction you do is go to touch them because they've got so much texture. They look real. They look like a piece of fabric, or they look like wood. And I've sort of got a lot of papers now, but I haven't felt many that are this thick and this able to work on. And I wouldn't say that lightly. I wouldn't. But I do really, really, really rate these now. I really, really do. But I do think having the idea of being able to sort of make a card with papers and stamps and then display it on a page that you've created it with would look amazing. So yeah, it's really nicely displayed, that as well. But it's just bright and colourful. It's what we want now. Everybody's into the gardening and being out, and well, I am trying.
No, it is true though. But as in my head, you are the queen of mixed media. You are you're the go-to lady for mixed media. Do these lend themselves to mixed media? Because obviously I just see them as cards. Obviously, because we've got loads of finished samples as cards.
Yeah.
But if you're a mixed media,
Well,
could you put these on a canvas if you wanted to?
just show you what I did with one of them.
Go on.
This is quilted. So you can quilt with it. It looks great on the back, doesn't it? But yeah, so it's quilted and stamped.
Oh, that's
And stitched
beautiful.
on. And then you can go back to your good old.
Look at that.
So that is so easy to do, really easy. But then your three-dimensional stuff, like this one, has got all the beads on it. So I haven't grunged these up because I don't know, I weren't in the mood to grunge, and I'm not being rude, but all the little beads, I recycled them. So yeah, I think it's there for everybody. I'm just the finishing touch with the papers on it inside. It's really sunny and bright, really sunny.
The one you've got in your hand at the moment with the sunflower on, how did you get around, because the butterfly's already on the card. Did you fussy cut the butterfly out, or did you just stick another butterfly over him?
Just stuck another one over it.
You'd never notice.
Well, the thing is, if you sort of leave it, you'll see it, but I coloured it as if it was part of the flower.
Lift it up a tad, Lou. Lift it up a tad.
Yeah, cut the flower. And then I show you this little trick about making these bodies for them, because sometimes the bodies spoil some butterflies. But this was an old table mat that
we
had
can't
beads
see
on,
it,
and I
Lou.
took them off and recycled them. But there's that paper again.
Lou, lift it up. Lift it up for me, Lou. Lift it up. There we go. There we couldn't see what you were talking about.
Sorry, it's this bit here. So this bit, I coloured it the same colour as the flower, and then that way it doesn't look like the butterfly is missing, or it's missing. And then I did this little trick with the wire, it just finishes it off, and the beads, they look really cool, the beads.
Now, Lou, at the start of our conversation when I introduced you, 10% of the stock had already gone. Of the complete kit had already gone. And while we've been talking, nearly 20% now of the stock has already gone. Sum it up for me, and I'll let you go for your tea. Sum it up for me. Why do you think the big bundle is going so quick? Is it the value for money, do you think? Is it because you get everything? There's so much you can do with it?
Yeah, I just think StudioLight have got that reputation now, but it's the size of the stamps for the prices. And those little die cuts are so versatile. They work with everything across the range and all your other stuff. So to me, it's like a really good, it's like a working set. It'll help all your other stuff. And it's so lovely. You can see you can make any sort of card, whether it be a very sad sympathy, a congratulations. Nobody could be offended by these, Adam. Nobody.
No,
it is beautiful.
It is beautiful. You get sentiments in there as well. Right then, Lou, I'm going to love you and leave you, and I'll possibly speak to you at 8 o'clock.
Yes, I'm around. Always.
There's nothing on the telly.
No, I don't have my hot cocoa then.
Oh, don't you? Is it half 8 you have here?
Stay up for you.
Oh,
I'll put my curler in,
you.
show you.
I like it, Lou. I'll love you and leave, and I'll speak to you at 8.
See you. Bye, everybody. Thank you. Bye.
Oh, I can't wait till Lou starts getting back in the studio. I really, really can't. The large collection, nearly 20% of the stock now, has already gone indeed. Remember, you get both sets of stamps and dies, and you get a set of the papers as well. We're very busy across the board. Your one-day special, though, is at the bottom of the screen. If you want the one of the set of the stamps, either or, so maybe you want the set of the stamps at the top or the bottom. They come in threes. You are going to get 2 of the stamps and a set of the dies as well. £19.97 on that. But for £19.97, for what you see here for one set, if you look here, that's your first flexible payment. So your first flexible payment for what you'd pay for one of them, yes, I understand you have to pay it again, but for one set of payments, so £19.97 here is for a set. Here is your first flexible payments and you're getting these. So in theory, you're getting these for half the price. It works out. It's the best way to do it. You're getting your 4A4s, your 4 12x12s, and you get all the stamps as well, so everyone's going to be happy. 495073 is your item number for your large bundle as well. Right then, let's crack straight in with our first demonstration, I think. Let's show you. There is so much on the show as well. There's other stamps on the show, other stencils on the show. Jump to the website to see all of them. I just wanted to get across the amazing value because I know this is not going to be around for long. Right, then let's jump in with our first demonstration. I think we're going to have a little look at this one. I think the little poppies. Let's have a little look at Lou with another demo.
Right. Good morning, everybody. I'm here with StudioLight again. A great selection, and I love this poppy. It's like a watercolour poppy. So I thought I'd try and get that technique with a really simple little thing that I was messing with. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm sorry about the glare on this, is this piece of acetate that the stamp comes on. All I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a little squiggle of, this is fired brick, and a little squiggle of brown in between. And then I'm going to get some water on this. Now I do know that this is shining, so I do apologise. But I'm just going to, and then wiggle it around a bit with my fingers. And then straight onto the watercolour paper. Now it doesn't matter if it runs, because all I'm trying to do is get a watercolour feel. Now on the paper, it should sort of absorb it straight into it. If it doesn't, just pull it off and redo it. Perfect. And then if there's a little bit more, do a little bit more. So you can see now I've got the background there. So you can just see now the background's picked up all the colours. It's not exactly where it all should be, but it's more or less round. So now I'm going to dry it. And the best way to dry it is use your heat gun. And I'm using my journal paper out of the StudioLight journal. Now, what you can do, I know it's, the reason I'm showing you drying it is that you can see how much it lightens up. So I'll go away, totally dry it, and then come back in a minute and show you how much it has lightened, and then we can go on to see if we need some more colour on the background. Okay, that's it dried now, and I just wanted to show you that I think, for my own purposes, I need a little bit more colour on it. So you can see we did that, and it doesn't matter which way really, you can do either way, but I'm going to just think about a little bit more colour around the houses, around the flowers, and again spray with a little bit of water, and then just, because it sisses or resists on here, you get a really nice ethereal and watercolour mark, and because the paper's so receptive, you get a wonderful texture. So just take that off. Now can you see how much darker that is? You can see the washes here. And now I'm going to go away and I'm going to dry that, and then we'll stamp onto it. Right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring the stamp in, and I'm going to use Hickory Smoke. Now, oh, a little bit extra there, what's that? And Hickory Smoke is not too dark, but I can build it up. This is to give me some depth in the background. So I'm just going to place it where I want my stamps to be, sort of positioned, and I'm just going to give it a firm press. I'm not too worried about it being permanently straight or even. I just want some sort of resemblance. Perfect. I just want to be able to see where they are. So then what we're going to do is we're going to come in with some watercolours now. So I can just see the outline, and the outline, like I said, will serve as the actual shadows. So all I want to do now is I'm just going to get on any surface. I'll use it on the bit of the lid, and I'm just going to put a little bit on the of the fired brick, and I'm just going to go in with the watercolour knot. So all I'm going to do, it's really simple. I'm just going to put a fine layer of watercolour all over where the flowers are, poppies or whatever you want to call them, because that way I can get a base colour. So just bring that, there we go. You can see how thirsty some papers are. So I'm just going to get a colour in, give it a wash, and this sort of shows where the actual poppy is sitting on the page. I'm going to bring in some other techniques in a minute. So that's the first one. So we'll bring in this poppy now. And you can see why I sort of positioned the colours there, because that's where the branches or the leaves or the petals were. And you get a really nice sort of watercolour effect. Don't be frightened to sort of go over the lines a little bit, because it won't matter, because this is only the first of many steps, and then we can always go back over. And can you see how the actual hickory smoke is causing a really lovely shadow? So just bring that in. Again, not being careful, never ran with this. There's no right or wrong way, because you want it to look like a watercolour. So do that all over. Do it with the brown on the leaves, on the petals and stems, whatever you choose. And then I'll be back once I've done that, a little bit more depth, and we'll go to the next step. Right, okay, you can see where the depth is, and the obvious colour. And you can see when I turn it over, you can see where it's beveled, and that means it's not dry. But I don't mind for this next step. But what you do need to do now is you need to have the picture near it, because you need to know, if you're not familiar with the stamp itself, where the dark and the light is going to be. So I've got my watercolour paints. You can use pens, anything you want. And I'm just going to drop in a little bit of where it would be really dark. Now, you can use watercolour pencils and just do the same. Only you do the same step that I'm doing now, but instead of doing this, you'd use a pencil, and then we can go on it with water later. So you're just following the guide, and that's why I love these StudioLight, because these give you all the sort of insights to where stuff is darker and lighter. So just putting that on there, and it does look a little bit confusing at the moment, but once I blend it in. Right, so we started there, it looks a bit iffy, and I agree. So just blend out with your paintbrush. So you don't want to bring the colour too far in. You just want to blend the edges, sort of soften it. And then you'll see it starts to sort of look more three-dimensional. But you do need to know which way you're going, because if you don't, you could end up sending the paint the wrong way. Oh, and believe you me, that's something I do a lot. So, see, quite like that now. And there's one underneath here that's really quite dark. So I'm going to go in with quite a dark colour, and I'm mixing a bit of blue and red together to mix this. Just so that obviously is underneath there. And then I'll do the same here. This is just to suggest there's an edge underneath it. And you see, again, when you get it like that, just blend it out. Just blend it out. And leave it like that. Now, I'm just going to do all the others with some, and then the next step is I'm going to dry it after that, and then we'll put another layer on. But you do need to let the colours dry, because watercolours can lift.
I can only apologise. Our Lou, when she sends these videos in, named that the one-day special. And it wasn't the one-day special. That was a set of... The details were on screen for what you were watching, but we weren't going to show you those stamps yet. we were going to go straight in with your one-day special and show you a beautiful demonstration, but Lou sort of tricked us with the next set of stamps that we're looking at. The next set of stamps are from StudioLight again, and what I love about StudioLight is they make a presenter's life a lot easier because they don't give anything names, it's all numbers. These are your floral stamps at number 426, 427, 28 and also 429 as well. So you know if you're going for your collection, can you tell, by the way, that I've matched to the one-day special my floral shirt with the florals that we have on the show. These shows aren't just thrown together, I'll have you know. A lot of preparation. But you are getting, are you getting all four for £22.99? You see, I should really start learning these notes that you send me. For a Freedom member, it's £20.69 for four stamps, four large stamps. 20% of the stock has almost gone. Well, we're almost there. We're clutching at 20%. We're very, very close to it. But look how large they are compared to my hand. If I put my hand on the table, look, it goes all the way up to my watch, and I've got rather large hands, I've been told. But then you've also got the beautiful rose. Now this reminds me of the fairy tales. You know the Beauty and the Beasts? So you, once again, here we go, Jim, shrink plastic. You pop that on a bit of shrink plastic, paint it up in a little bell jar. The tiny little ones that you can buy would look beautiful. Well, you could do a whole array of flowers for these, couldn't you? You could really go 3D-esque. Stuff like, Ali, it does look at that for a finished sample. We literally thought that was, well, this one, we thought it was packaging for a minute. It's that good. Look at that. That's on the paper that we've got as well from your one-day special. Very busy for these. £20.69. That is your Freedom prize. 079307 is your item number. Thank you, little viewer, for watching. We know who the viewer is. We found out. It's John Lockwood. Now, he's my only one. My only little viewer. John, I've just seen your message. Now, we've got dies on the show as well, corresponding dies to match the stamps. Remember, it's all a floral theme. Now we're in the 200s for your Flora Dice again. Once again, you're getting 5 dies in total. 5 dies in total, £20.69 if you're a Freedom member. You can go to town. Now, look at this. I think this is from our Jimmy scrapbook for his next little event that he's got coming up. But then you can simply use, so elegant the stamps are, add a bits of card or even a little bit of washi tape if you want. Look at these as well. These are absolutely stunning samples that I've got here. They are beautiful. And then we've also got the box as well. Look at that, and your white card. That is stunning. You imagine doing that for like a white anniversary. Or a paper anniversary. I think your first anniversary is paper as your wedding anniversary. You give that to someone would be beautiful. I would absolutely love that. Alison from the StudioLight design team. Well, if you're giving this away, Alison, at the end, please do let me know, because that is stunning. Absolutely beautiful. £20.96 for your 5 dies that you get, because you also get those leaves in there as well that you can use for all of your items that you're seeing. 980719 is my item number. Right then, last but no means least, now, you know me, I'm a big fan of a Shadowbox. I do love a boxed frame. It's easier if I spin these around. You will be able to see what each of the die sets does. It basically creates one of these dies that you were just looking at there. So one of them will make the house. The one that you're currently looking at will make the house. So this is the house one that you're seeing now. It comes with that little easel as well. So if you want to make your little easels, you've got the dies in there to make the easels. And you've also got the instructions in multi-languages as well. And then you've also got your standard box frame as well. So now I was thinking about your photos. The photos you've got at home lying around, you don't really know what to do with. Add the florals to the edge. Really go to town with these. Just look at that for finished samples. Absolutely beautiful. And there is so much you can do with the box frame, because you can really go to town. You put a few of these together, you can really get the depth of that box frame as well. And it does all the hard work for you, because remember, they're dies. So all you have to do is one pass through your die machine and you are good to go. You imagine making a box frame, or one of the house box frames, out of the papers from the one-day special. in that wood look. Maybe you get that wood paper that we've got on the show in your one-day special, and then you put, maybe you went for the Blanche one-day special yesterday, and you put those fish with that wood and go sea, you go nautical, you go full flowers, you make a whole garden that we've got here at the moment. Look at that. I shouldn't have touched it because you're on it, because it's blatantly going to fall over. But it is beautiful. No, it's Rachel's post-it because it tells me who's made it. But I saw that as well. But it is beautiful because you also get the mechanism on the back, so you can now pop that down. So now all your stands are going to stand up. They are going to stand up. Thank you, Rachel. It is beautiful of what you've created. But look at the price, £24.99. Now look at your saving, £25. Half price savings on these. Now, normally at this point, these sorts of prices are your one-day special prices. This is what we normally go, well, this is your one-day special. It's 6 dies in total. It's not. This is like a little added extra to the one-day special that you've already got. Now, I must tell you, everything's on extended delivery, because I don't think I've told you that. Everything's on extended delivery to the 22nd. I was just flicking through the diary. The 22nd is when it will be dispatched from. We're very busy. We've got queues on the phones already as well. The quickest way to get all these now would be to tap the app or jump onto the website if I was you. This is a very, very busy launch hour. Thank you for joining me for your launch of your StudioLight one-day special, a 24-hour deal that will be here from now all the way through to tomorrow at 5 o'clock when it will finish, and we'll bring you another brand new one-day special. But right, let's get into it this time. We've had a little rummage around. We've rooted through the box. We found the videotape. It's even a cassette here at Hochanda. We've popped it in. We found out it's your one-day special. Let's have a look at another demo of your one-day special this time.
Hello everyone. Really happy to do this one. I really like this one. We've got lots and lots of things going on. This is by Ginny Brinkman. So we've actually got the sunflower. We've got the wonderful leaves, and you can see this is done with watercolours, pencils, and shading, and we've got a butterfly sat on the sunflower. So what we're going to do is, the first thing we're going to do now is we're going to stamp the butterfly out, the butterfly and the sunflower. So I have got my stamping platform, I've got my piece of card. I'm going to now, I must admit, this is all I use now. Don't worry about that, it doesn't matter that colour, but I'm using the Wow embossing pad. Now I know this is always sells out, but it's really good to have. I really love this because it stays stickier longer. So I'm just putting my piece of card there, and I'm going to bring it in and just show you. Now, if, oh, good job I did that. If you feel that you've missed a bit, with having the stamping platform, you can repeat it. So what I want to do now is do one. And this is Thursday paper. So I'm going to quickly emboss this one straight away, because if I don't, it will dry on me. So, and I'm using the black. Now, I love this black because it's ebony black, and it's the regular one. But look at this now, look at this. So, just bring that over here so you can see. And then, that's my fingerprints. So can you see the detail there? And I'm going to use a brush to tidy it all up. But can you just see the detail and how lovely that is? So I'm going to use that now. Brush this off. But what I need to do is, before I emboss, just what I want to do is show you that I've got to repeat that and get the butterfly. But I can do that off screen. So I've got my butterfly and they're all done. Now I'm going to emboss it. So, again, I've fallen in love with this heat gun. Because it heats that fast that I really have found that I can do some really fine fabrics and stuff with it that normally my other one looks similar. I've been in the past, so I like this. Now I don't mind if I have less speckles on, because it doesn't really matter to me, because we're going to add to it. Now when I've painted on top of this, you're going to see a different effect. You're going to see like a painterly effect. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create the first 2 layers, and the first 2 layers are going to be like a yellow layer base. Now, see that? That's my fault. Make sure that you emboss it all properly. But because I'm cutting this out, it doesn't really matter to me. And what happened then is, it didn't, can you see it didn't catch? So you need to make sure that it's all embossed properly. So I'm going to use a light and a dark yellow. So I'm just going to show you, I'm going to use a lemon. And a cheddar. So just going to put them on. And the first thing, which is really, really simple, I want you to do, is just tiny bit, and you're just going to go, the first bit is just on, and don't forget, this does not matter, go over your butterfly, and you're just going to put it on all over wherever the first layer of flowers and leaves go on, and we'll come back when we've done that and we'll add some nice shading to it. But don't be worried, because we're all cutting that out. So see you when you've done that. Okay, we've got the first layer on now, and I'm mixing a tiny bit of the, like an ochre colour with it, and just go into the middle. Now there's a reason for this, is because we're going to glue stuff onto this, so you don't want it shining through and spoiling it. So don't matter about your butterfly either, go over that. Right, because we're cutting all that out. So the next layer, what we're going to do is, there we go, that's better. So I've got that on. Now I'm going to put some detail in. So where the embossing lines are, we're just going to put little bits coming from the centre of the orange. Now, just a couple of brush strokes, don't be neat with them, and then blend it in with the tip of your finger. So I'll do that again, only on the edges from the middle, because if you look at a butterfly, if you look at a sunflower, you'll see that it has this beautiful halo effect of colour, and it mainly comes from the middle. Very simple to do, very simple. And then if you want to, you can sort of add a little bit more with a brush stroke. And because the paint's laid down, you can apply colour to it. So this is all more or less ready. Now what you do is, if you want to use pencils, I quite like the idea of using pencils now, because I think it just helps. So you just put a darker edge and a lighter edge. So simple. I can't understand, sometimes they make it so mystifying, and you just, it's not, it's really simple. So what you do is, you just get the dark green off to a start with a little bit of water. I've added a little bit too much, and then overblend with the light over the top. Now as you can see, you need to bring in the orange and the yellow from the leaves, and you'll see how it warms it up and it makes that green a lot nicer. I'll just do one leaf because the other leaf I'll be chopping off. Because don't forget, we're chopping all this off. So a little bit there, and then blend the two together again. And then get your orange and your yellow from the flower and bring that in. And you might find, oh, there's not enough green in that. That's fine, you just go over with the green when it's dry. But I'll just show you this little bit now. When we get you get your oranges and stuff and yellows, in the flower itself, when it's dry, there's nothing to stop you just adding a little bit more depth. Now this is just a watercolour pencil, and I'm just adding a little bit more, just at a tiny bit. If you can imagine that you colour like that, you're trying to get a blend out like that, so the darkest colour will be at one end, the lightest colour will be at the other. Right, and then when I add a little bit of water, I can blend that out. Now the reason I put it darker here is because we've got a butterfly coming out over there, so I just wanted to bring that out. And I would bring in a little bit more yellow there. So if you've got bits that you're not happy with, don't forget, bring the first colour back over the top, a bit like your alcohol markers and stuff, and then it blends back in. So we do all that until you're happy, and then we'll start with the beads.
She's a good egg. She's good, isn't she? You look at it to start with, and she won't mind me saying this, you look at it and you go, Lou, how are you going to get out of this one? But then you do, and I do as a non-crafter, I look at it and go, that's what I'd look like, that would be my finished article. By the time Lou's put them little fingers to work, oh, it's a masterpiece, and they really, really are. And you can be creating these masterpieces when you get them home as well. Now, the details on your screen are for the large bundle that we're looking at. So you are getting in the large bundle. You're getting the Mayflower, which are the dies and stamps along the top. Large stamps as well. I just want to show you the size of the stamps that you are getting there. They are large. I don't know which is the easiest way for me to show you them. They are large stamps is what you're getting. Well, they would. This is like 3 of Derek's hands at the moment, we're looking at the moment. Very, very, I think we might need black card, Kirsty, my love. Beautiful lilies that you've got in there. Then you've got the butterfly dies as well. Down the bottom, you've got that beautiful sunflower. And I don't know what flowers these are, but they are absolutely stunning. Beautiful flowers. And then, oh my word, we're over 20% of the stock already has now gone. And we've not even touched on the papers that you're getting in the kit as well. You're getting 4 A4 papers and also 4 12 by 12 papers as well. They are double-sided. So in theory, you're getting 8 papers, depending on what you want to go for. Now, personally, if it was me, now only if your budgets will stretch to it, if I push them down like that, you can also see the other side of them as well, because I haven't got another sample of these, so I haven't got a pick and flick to show you. What I was going to say, though, if it was me, for £19.97 on the first flexible payment, that will get you everything that you see here, okay? And then for your because for your one-day special on its own, right, let's break this down slowly. Let's go back to basics. Are you with me? Good. So, for one, ignore that bottom row. For this top row just here, for these 2 stamps and this set of dies, £19.97. Now, that's all your budget may go to. And if that's all your budget will go to, if you've only got £20 to spend today, that is an amazing £20. That is beautiful. That is the Mayflower option that you're looking at the moment, the Mayflowers. The bottom set, so ignore the top set now, the bottom set you can go for as well. That is the Darling Buds. You're getting 2 stamps in there as well. Large stamps that you can see just down the bottom. These are large stamps that you're getting here. And you also get these open flower as well with the sentiment, £19.97. 310363 is your item number. Right, let's change the details for the complete collection and let's break this down again. The complete collection is 6 that you see here. So 4 of the stamps, 2 of the dies, 4 A4 papers and 4 12 by 12 papers for £39.93. Well, how's that a deal? Well, look, your first flexi is the same as 3. And you're taking all the savings across as well. So you're saving £5, you're actually saving more than £5.50 because you take everything along with you. £39.93 today will get you all of these and these as well. Now with that first flexible payment, £19.97, that's opened your flexible basket. So anything else you put on the show now will be split into 2 flexible payments. So why not go for another set of papers? Well, that was snazzy how that disappeared then. Sort of fell down. I don't know how you did that. I quite like that. I'd never seen that before. Now for £10, £10.99, this time you are getting 8 A4s and 8 12 by 12. So you're getting 2 of each if you buy them on their own. Large kit, you get 1 set. If you go for them on their own, you're getting 2 sets. So if you go for all of them, you go for the complete set and a set of these, you will have 3 sets of A4, 3 sets of your 12 by 12, and it would only be £4.99, £5.99, £5.99, £5.50 because it's 11 quid. £5.50 on your first flexible payments. What would that be? About £24, £25-ish on your first flexible payment will get you the complete kit and 3 lots of your paper as well. I do hope I've not confused you. But I'm trying to get you the best possible deal as I can. Because I have a funny feeling these papers may go sooner than we think. then the only way you're going to get them is in that large kit, but you're going to get less of them. Right then, let's go back to our second part of our demonstration now as well. So we started with the sunflower and Lou made it beautiful. She's now cut that sunflower out along with the butterfly, but the butterfly is in yellow. Did you notice? Well, let's go back to the second part of our one-day special demonstration.
Right, okay, so I've put the layers on. I'm happy with that. You do let it dry. And while that's drying out the outside, I'm going to look at the inside, and I'm going to put some beads on. Now, you can draw with your glue if you've got, you just need a little bit of PVA, any glue that you can sort of strong enough to stick your beads on with. Now, the beads I got from recycling, they were placemats, and I undid them. So just put that on there, and then you just throw on your beads, and I mean throw on. Now, if you can see, I've just gone around the butterfly, and that's because you don't really need them underneath, but I'll show you some of the others I've done. So you just take that, you put your beads on, willy-nilly, then what you do is shake them off. Now, there's a reason you shake them off and put them back on, and that's because you try and do this otherwise and they just go all over. You'll be walking on them for days. You'll find them everywhere. So you pull them off again, and then what you can do is just bring them in and press them in. And you'll notice you've got different directions. It doesn't matter when you do this because your butterfly will sit there, your leaves are there. So if you get a paintbrush, the end of it, you can just bring them in. If I just show you, just bringing them into shape. So you just push them in like that, and then they're sort of exactly where they need to be, and they give you that feel. Now you can turn them all up one way as well if you want, but I'm not going to do that. So we've got that one, and I'll just show you a couple more that I've done to show you what the effect looks like. I've done one on black paper using white embossing powder, so we've got more of a softer look. And then I've done one using no embossing powder, and just all I've done with that is like a hickory smoke. So you can see the difference you get. And when these beads dry, this is the oldest one, so that's dry most. They dry quite substantial. So then what you do is you stamp another one, you go away, and you cut out your butterfly. Now, how I've done this is I've got the butterfly, I've cut it out of the flower, and I've used some sparkle paints on it. Now, you don't have to have anything sparkly if you don't want, but it's going to sit like that. So I've painted the underneath with a bit of sparkle, and I've done the antennae, and it's really easy. It's a little trick, I'll show you. So I'm using pliers, round nose pliers. You don't have to use that. I'm going to do this quite large so you can see. Obviously, I think I'd run a mile if there was a butterfly this big, even though I do like him. So this is how I start it. So you start it there, and you twist from the bottom, and you just twist, twist and twist. I'll just try and get it and twist that like that, go all the way up to the top, and then you can put a little bead in the bottom as well, because dragonflies, butterflies, they have like a little bobble on the end, some of them. Or you could just chop it off. So you go all the way up to the top. I'm not going all the way up to the top. But you can see on mine, that forms the body. And you can wrap, if you want to, I could wrap some more wire around there to create like bumps on the body. In fact, I'll show you. So if I wanted to create more bumps, I would just wrap some more wire around that, and I'd get like a mottled effect. I don't need that, so I'm just going to chop that off, but show you all sorts of effects with this. So then at the very end of the antennae, all you do, you don't need round nose pliers, but they do really help. So you just twist. I'll do it again so you can see it this time. So you just put it in, you start with your wrist that way, you pull round on itself, and then I just like to knock it back into shape like that, because I don't like them to be too straight. They look a bit sort of animated, which is fine if that's what you want. I don't personally want that. So that then would sit in the middle of your butterfly. So you have your butterfly there, you glue that part, the abdomen part, to the butterfly, and you end up with that little piece there. So that little piece then can go and sit on your butterfly. So you can have it sat wherever you want, on whichever one you want, but you can see now why you colour underneath it, can't you? So I'm going to go away now and get my mount sorted, be back, and we'll do all the finishing touches to our card. The last bit to this is just adding all the finishing touches. So I've cut a circle out with my Orbis, and I'm just going to, it looks a bit stark for me, so I've got my watercolour pencil and I'm just going on the inside edge, like that. Just turn it around a little bit. And it's not so much about, not on the card, I'm actually doing it on the actual spare bit of card, but it can't fail but to touch it. That's me with my cutting, I went a bit wrong today. So can you just see? So that when, turn that over, when I bring my brush into that now, I am just going to sort of get a really nice soft effect on it. This is, so I don't have that starkness, because I'm not a lover of plain white cards. They look brilliant, and I wish I could do them better, but they're not really for me. So all I've done is, it's a real simple technique, and you just sort of introducing water to the edge. And while it's wet, you can add even more. So wash it out to the sides. And although it looks a bit messy now, it actually looks quite pretty when you're done. So we've got that. And one of the pages that comes with the kit has got this wonderful, like a picket fence on it. So I thought that looked really good as like a garden fence. So the first thing I'm going to do is just bring that on there. And this will then sit on there, and then that'll sit on there. So all I'm going to do is just see how the yellow softens it all up now. So what I'm going to do is just, I'm just going to put this using 3D foam and a little bit more in the middle. Now I don't want it 3D, all I want is be able to just have the middle. I'm going to bore you with that bit, and then just put that on there. Okay, in the middle, just about in the middle. Can you see I'm not worried about the edges, just more the middle. And then I've got my little butterfly, and I've got that to sit there. So I'm not going to put that on yet. The next bit is, I'm just going on the inside of this, get my glue, and I'm just going to run it round the inside there, like that. And then all I do is put that to that. You can have it any way you want. Centre, to the side, you name it. And it will, oh, I've just moved that a little bit. But try and get the lines of the fence, otherwise it looks like you've got a right wonky fence. So then you do that, and then you bring on, chop that bit off when it's dry. Then you bring on your little butterfly. And I've done this with any metallic colours you've got. I'll just put that one there. I think she or he needs a little bit edging with that, but you can go on with your cards if you want, your pencils, and just put an edge on. But when I just chop this bit off now, like that, and then there, and there's the other examples I was trying out, is my finished Mayflower card. Very pretty.
Yes, indeed, an amazing demo. It does look good what she does. I give her a due. She's very good, our Lou Withers. Very, very good. Also, I must tell you, how long, we ain't got long left. Coming up next, a brand new magazine. Just saying. Issue 1, you don't want to miss it. Freebies that you can't get anywhere else. Just saying, stay with me. But this is your one-day special. You are getting, well, your one-day special are these individually. A sets of 3 is what we're talking about. But the biggest value for money, everyone is going for, is they're going for that large collection that you are seeing here. 2 flexible payments of £19.97. What does that get you? That gets you 4 stamps, 2 sets of dies with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dies in there is what you're getting. You're then getting 4 A4 papers and 4 12 by 12 papers as well, which are all double-sided, as you can see there. Your item number 495073 is your item number, and over 20% has already gone in the first hour alone. We are very, very busy for this brand new StudioLight one-day special. You are saving £5.50, but that saving is slightly more once you take the savings from each individual bits as well. But we're not allowed to do that on the telly box. You can do that at home. The law or something. But there is more savings to be had along the board. Don't go anywhere. We're 2 hours down. We've got 2 more hours to go.